I am Aissatou Davis Ann. I am the Director of Information Services of the Gambia. We are responsible for government communication. We publish the Gambia Daily newspaper and we also run the Gambia News Agency. So I am the Director General. Right now, this fake news is a big concern when it comes to communication because let me take the Gambia as an example. Everybody now, almost everybody is a journalist. People just have their mobile phones and they are connected to the internet and they call themselves journalists. So most of the times, most of the news that they carry are not verified. So it's a challenge because right now our government is trying to come up with a strategy. We are working with the Public Utility Authority to come up with guidelines to regulate these social media platforms. But it is a challenge because we have a lot of social media platforms and most of them, the news that they carry are not very authentic. There are some who carry authentic news, but most of the times these social media platforms, they are very good at spreading fake news. So it's a big challenge for the government and we are trying to work out a strategy to come up with regulation that will regulate all these social media platforms. Sometimes these social media platforms also, they force governments to do certain things because it's like before the advent of all the social media platforms, there were ways of holding governments accountable. But with the advent of all these social media platforms, now governments are held accountable because you have, now everybody is a journalist, just as I said, everybody is a journalist. So we have lots and lots and lots of investigative reporters who hold government accountable. So whatever government is doing, they always have at the back of their mind that, you have so many people watching you. So at the end of the day, you have to make sure that you have to do what is right. So, because at the end of the day, you'll be held accountable. And you have all the social media platforms. We have some platforms that are just, they concentrate on investigative journalism. So people are much more careful now with all this proliferation of social media platforms. So people are very careful. Whatever you're doing, you have to make sure that you do the right thing. COVID-19, I should say, it caught everybody unaware. So during the COVID-19 pandemic, we had to set up like a communication center where we had journalists from different media houses. And it was like, this was not something that was expected. So we were all caught unaware and it was a difficult period, but nonetheless, we did what we could by informing people. We used to hold daily press conferences to update people on the COVID situation. And also we used to hold radio panel discussions. We used to interact a lot with experts giving information about the COVID. So the COVID was something that caught us unaware, but nonetheless, we have learned from it. And then we still have our communication group, and we do communicate from time to time because if you look at it, just recently, COVID has cases have started again on the rise. So this is something that we have already started communicating to people that they should be careful. The hand washing, we have started encouraging people to do hand washing and the like. So it was something that caught us unaware, but then nonetheless, we were able to manage to communicate effectively to the people using different channels of communication. Because for us, back home, the literacy rate is like 40% of the population are not literate. So we also had to use different channels of communication to reach out to different people. So we are still using these traditional communicators. We still have recordings of dramas, sketches, and the like. So we are still airing these programs so that COVID will not catch us unaware again.